Okay, guys, we are finding the x and y intercepts of a line in standard form. Okay, so if you look at all of this stuff, this is our worksheet for today. I noticed I put at the top of this our little reminder. Okay, so to find the x-intercept, what we always want to do is we want to let 0 be substituted for y, and all we're going to do is solve for x. And then to find the y-intercept, we substitute 0 for x. Okay, so we look at the first one here. I have an equation in standard form, so if I want to find the x-intercept, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let y be 0, okay, and I solve for x. So I'm going to rewrite this equation, 3x plus 2. Instead of writing y, I'm going to write 0 equals 6. Okay, 2 times 0 is 0, so I get 3x plus 0 equals 6, or just 3x equals 6. I solve for x, divide by 3 to both sides, we get x equals 2. Okay, and then what I always want to do here is I want to write the x-intercept, okay, and I specifically say in the direction, be sure to write each one as an ordered pair. Okay, so instead of just writing x equals 2, my x-intercept always has a y-coordinate of 0. So we're going to write 2, 0. And that's your x-intercept. For the y-intercept for number 1, let's use blue. We're going to let x be 0. So I'm going to write 3 instead of x. I'm going to write 0 plus 2y equals 6. 3 times 0 is 0 plus 2y equals 6. Okay, I don't need the 0 anymore. So I have 2y equals 6, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I get y equal 3. Now, what we want to do is write that as an ordered pair. Okay, so anytime the y-intercept is a number, we always write 0, comma, whatever that number is. In this case, it was 3. Okay, and that's it. That's all we got to do. Just go through the process. Okay, going over here to number 2. Okay, so for the x-intercept, okay, we plug in 0 for y. So I have 3x minus 4 times y, which is 0 equals 12. Okay, 4 times 0 is 0 equals 12. Okay, I don't need to write that anymore because it's a 0. So I have 3x equals 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. I get x equals 4, and we're going to write that as the coordinate 4, 0, and that's your x-intercept. My y-intercept, okay, I plug in 0 for x. So 3 times x, which is 0, minus 4y equals 12. 3 times 0 is 0 minus 4y equals 12. I'm going to get rid of that 0, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. We get y equals 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. And I'm going to write that as the coordinate 0, negative 3. Okay, and just remember, guys, your y-intercepts and x-intercepts is where it crosses on the x and y axis. So I actually can graph this line using x and y-intercepts. So think about it. All I need is 2 points to draw a line. So my x-intercept's 4, 0. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 0. My y-intercept is 0, negative 3. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, put a dot. And guess what? Your line goes through the x and y intercept. Okay, so this is another way if you want to graph a line. We could always use intercepts. Okay, all right, let's move on to number 3. Okay, let's start with the x-intercept, do it in red. So my x-intercept, we let y be 0, so we get x plus 2 times y, which is 0, equals 6. X plus 0 equals 6. I don't need the plus 0 anymore. So guess what? I don't even have to divide by anything. X is 6. So I write that as the coordinate 6, 0. My y-coordinate, my y-intercept, plug in 0 for x. So 0 plus 2y equals 6. I'm going to erase the 0. Don't need it anymore. Divide both sides by 2. Okay, I get y equals 6 divided by 2, which is 3, and I'll write that as the coordinate 0, 3. Let's move on. We're rolling right along. Once you get the process, guys, it's pretty straightforward. just remember, for the x-intercept, we let y be 0, just like that. Okay, so negative 2x. Negative 2 times 0 is a 0. So I can put minus 0, I can put plus 0. It doesn't make a difference. It's 0, so I'm going to just erase it. Divide by negative 2. X equals 4 divided by negative 2, which is negative 2. So that is the coordinate negative 2, 0 for the x-intercept. Y-intercept. Let's let x be 0. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. Minus 2y equals 4. Don't need the 0 anymore. Going to erase it. Negative 2, negative 2. Y equals 4 divided by negative 2, which is also negative 2. So x and y-intercepts are the same number, but notice the coordinates are different. Okay, x-intercept, we write the x-coordinate first. Okay, going to number 5. X minus y equals 2 is our equation. So x-intercept. X minus 0 equals 2. I don't need the minus 0 anymore. So x equals 2. That's the coordinate 2, 0. Y-intercept. Sorry, a little bit sloppy there. We let 0 be x. Okay, so be careful with this one. Remember, we don't need the 0, so I can erase it. So I got negative y equals 2, so I got to solve for y, so I got to divide both sides by negative 1. So negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive 1, so I get y equals 2 divided by negative 1 is negative 2. So that would be the coordinate 0, negative 2 for the y-intercept. Okay, number 6. Okay, x-intercept. Negative 3x minus 6 times 0 equals 3. 6 times 0 is 0. Don't need the 0 anymore. Let's divide both sides by negative 3. X equals 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. So that would be the coordinate negative 1, 0. Y-intercept. Let's let x be 0. Negative 3 times 0 is 0. Don't need the 0 anymore, so divide both sides by negative 6. Now on this one, remember, 3 divided by negative 6, guys, it's not negative 2. I know we kind of follow into that pattern. But remember, 6 can't go into 3, so I know it's smaller than 1. So what number can go into both 3 and 6? Well, that number is 3. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into negative 6, negative 2. So this is negative 1/2. So I would write that coordinate is 0, comma, negative 1/2. I think we got 3 more. Yes, we do. All right, this one's going to be a little bit tricky. We'll do it, then we'll think about what the graph is. Okay, so let's start with x-intercept. X-intercept, we let y be 0, but guess what? There's no y, so guess what the x-intercept is? 3, 0. Y-intercept. We let x be 0, so we get 0 equals 3. Is there any y to solve for? No. So what does that mean? That means we have none. We don't have a y-intercept. So all this has is an x-intercept. And think about what this graph is, guys. Hopefully we know this over the last few days. Okay, the line x equals a number is a vertical line that goes through this number on the x-axis. So we know it goes through 3 on the x-axis. And as you can see, our x-intercept is 3. But is there a y-intercept? No, it does not cross the y-axis because it's vertical. It's actually parallel to it. That's it. That's a false statement. So therefore, we know we have none. All right. Going to number 8. Okay, x-intercept. We let y be 0. So negative 3 times 0 equals 6. Negative 3 times 0 is 0. 0 equals 6. Hey, there's no x to solve for. So guess what? This is a false statement, so we don't have any x-intercepts. None. Y-intercept. We let y be 0. So negative 3 times 0 equals 6. Negative 3 times 0 is 0. I'm sorry, guys. I goofed this one up. Let me go back. kind of got into that pattern. All right, so once again, I got to let y-intercept, we let x be 0. So guess what? There's no x. So guess what? All I do is solve for y. So I'm going to divide by -3. Y equals 6 divided by -3, which is -2. So I write this as 0, -2. So graphically, if I were to solve for y, this would be the equation y equals -2, as you saw right here on that check mark. So remember, that is the graph of a horizontal line that goes through -2 on the y-axis. As you can see, this has no x-intercept. All it has is a y-intercept. Last one, number 9. Okay, this one, notice we got a little 0 over here. No big deal. It's not going to affect us. All right, so x-intercept. 2x minus 0 for y equals 0. I'll erase that. So I get 2x equals 0 divided by 2. X equals 0 divided by 2, which is 0. So I write that as the coordinate 0, 0. And number 9, the y-intercept. Let x be 0. 2 times 0 is 0 minus y equals 0. I don't need the 0 anymore. Divide both sides by -1. Y equals 0 divided by -1 is 0. So guess what? In this case, as you can see, the x and y coordinate are the x and y intercepts are both 0, 0. So now, graphically, let me, kind of explain this. Okay, if I were to say solve for y, so I'm going to move this y over to the right side, plus y plus y. I get 2x equals y. Another way to write 2x equals y is y equals 2x. Now think about what this graph is. If I were to graph this, because we should know how now. Okay, my y-intercept based on this is 0. My slope is 2 over 1, so I go up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. So this graph looks like this. So as you can see, this line crosses the x-axis at 0, right here, and the y-axis at 0. So in this case, my x and y-axis are both 0. All right, guys, that's it. If you stuck around and watched this video, give yourself a bonus point at the top of your homework. Write bonus. And please put, for the bonus word, write the word intercepts. And I'll give you an extra credit on your homework. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.